Good evening, everybody, and a warm welcome to everyone for the second Meditation Online New York. I see Ben Goldernovic is on, and he's traveling. He's a musician. Warm welcome to you, Ben. For anyone else coming on, please let me know who you are. So I'm going to assume tonight that this is a meditation for absolute beginners to Sahaj Yoga meditation. And I'll try to explain a little bit what we're doing. There's a lifetime of theory and study behind what is Sahaj Yoga meditation. But rather than give you a lecture, I'd rather begin by giving you the experience. Because if you knew all the theory and you couldn't do it, what would be the point? I'll begin at the beginning. In the sacrum bone, the big triangular bone at the base of the spine, in every human being, there exists an energy that's known about in many cultures of the world. A feminine energy, a reflection of the divine power within ourselves. The name I will use is Kundalini, which is a Sanskrit word meaning coiled, because she's asleep, coiled up in the sacrum bone. Now, in the past, there were always people who would be able to give this connection of this energy in your sacrum bone with the all-pervading power one-on-one. But the lady whose photograph you see, her name is Srimataji Nirmala Devi, discovered an unparalleled thing. She discovered how to give this connection en masse. And I've personally been there, for example, in a football stadium in India, where she gave this connection, this self-realization to 60,000 people. And in New York, at the Society for Ethical Culture on East 64th Street, I've seen her there give this to 1,000, 1,500 people. Now, when this connection happens, basically it's a life changer, because you'll be able to do a number of things. So let's begin and let me show you. And you can judge for yourself. So let's just sit with our feet slightly apart. If we're sitting on a chair, back straight. If you're sitting on the ground, that's okay too. Put the palms of your hand in your lap so the palms are pointing upwards. And close your eyes and let your attention go inside. Take your right hand and put it on your heart. And ask yourself the question, am I the spirit? Ask that question 3 times. Am I the spirit? Then let your hand slide down your body until it's at the top of your stomach, just underneath the rib cage. And ask the question 3 times. Am I my own master? Or mistress, or teacher, or guru, which also means teacher, whatever one you feel comfortable with. Am I my own master? And then let your attention, let your right hand go down again till the bottom of your body on the left side. and hold this area quite firmly with your right hand. So here's a hypothesis. Everything you need to know of a spiritual nature is located here. And it will start to manifest in your daily life if you practice Sahaja Yoga meditation on a regular basis. So for now, just say 6 times, please let me have the pure knowledge. Please let me have the pure knowledge. Which is the knowledge of the Spirit. Then let your right hand come up, back to the top of the stomach, underneath the rib cage. And here say about 10 times, I am my own master. I am my own master. Most people, you will notice, are verifiably not, because they're completely controlled by their ego, their opinions about this, that, and the other, and their conditionings. Conditionings are often things we're not even much aware of. But when your spirit asserts itself, truly you will become this. I am my own master. Then bring your right hand and put it on your heart. So in the heart resides the Spirit. And we are not just this body, not just this blood and bones, not this mind, this intelligence. If you strip all of that away, you'll discover that we are Spirit. So say here 12 times, 12 times, I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. Now take your right hand and put it where your neck joins your shoulder on the left side, and turn your head a wee bit to the right, and say here 16 times, either I am not guilty or I do not condemn myself. We've all made mistakes. If we can correct them, we should. Often, of course, we can't, in which case we have to move on and try not to make those mistakes again. So here, I am not guilty, 16 times. Now put your right hand flat across your forehead, and you might grab the temple on the right side with your thumb and the left side with your pinky. Let your head fall forward a wee bit into the palm of your hand and say a couple of times, I forgive everyone in general, including myself. I forgive everyone, including myself. And then put your right hand on the back of your head, opposite your forehead. Let your head fall back a wee bit into the palm and say, if I've made any mistakes against my spirit, please forgive me. If I've made any mistakes against my spirit, please forgive me. Then stretch out your right hand so the fingers are pointing up and the skin on the palm of your hand is nicely stretched, and put it in the crown of your head, in the place that was soft when we were babies. And press down quite firmly. Rotate the skin on the top of your head in a clockwise direction about 7 times. And each time you can say, please give me my yoga, or if you wish, please let me have my self-realization. 7 times. If you've been doing this a little while, you can say, please establish my yoga. Please establish my self-realization. And just raise your hand up off the top of your head, and somewhere between about 3 inches and maybe 9 or 10, or 10 and 30 centimeters, somewhere in between, you'll feel this little breeze on the palm of your hand. When you've located it, keep your focus here where your hand is. Bring your hand back on your lap, palm up, and we just sit in this meditation state for a few minutes. So let's try an experiment. Put your right hand back on the top of your head and slowly lift it up. And see if you can feel this little breeze on the palm of your right hand. It's very gentle. You may feel it as warm or cool. Put your right hand back on your lap and try it with your left hand. So press down a little on the top of your head and raise it up. And see if you can feel the breeze on the palm of your left hand. And bring it back in your lap. So if you just lift both hands off your lap a few inches, keeping your attention above your head, just be aware if you feel any tingling on your fingertips. For example, I feel tingling on both index fingers. And bring your hands back in your lap. So, what's all that about? I hope by now you're feeling in a better state than you were when you began the meditation. If you learn to do this within a few weeks, you'll be able to do 3 things. One is to meditate in this state called thoughtless awareness, which is incredibly regenerative and restorative. Meditating where the thoughts are either gone altogether or have slowed up a great deal. The second state is to be able to improve your mood, such as I hope you're feeling now. And the third is to be able to diagnose on your fingertips the state of your chakras, these subtle energy centers that are located in the spinal column. So, how do you practice this at home? Well, if you look at the page, the group Meditation Online New York, just underneath the banner, there are a number of columns, and on the right-hand column it says Files. If you click on Files, there are 2 things that you can download. One is a Word document about how to meditate at home, and the second thing is a photograph of Sri Mataji and a chakra chart that you can use to meditate with. The reason that we meditate with a photograph is because this photograph gives vibrations, and you will be able to be in thoughtless awareness much more easily. So try this a couple of times a day, maybe 5 or 10 minutes in the morning and 5 or 10 minutes in the evening, and see how you get on. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You can either post the questions on this group, or if they're of a more private nature, my name is Alan Wherry, AlanWherry, and you can send me a message on Facebook. So I hope you've enjoyed meditating as much as I have, and hope to meditate with you again next week. All the best. Have a good